Aaron. This is Todd, and in one of our last videos, if you've been following along at home, we had a brief discussion on agendas and how they work, and the difference between 3-2, 4-2, and 5-3s, and that'll make more sense if you play Netrunner, obviously. But I don't know what you're doing watching this if you don't.
Yeah.
So,
I was gonna say.
Where do you want to start? Do you want to start on the common ground, or?
Well, I think the side discussion that we were having was you were surprised that I like 4-2s. Is that basically what it was?
Yeah, as sort of a general rule, like they can be handy in places, but I don't know, that extra delay of scoreability, I don't like.
Well, granted, I will always say that a 3-2 is awesome. As far as, if you can get it for one advancement token less. But 3-1s versus 4-2s versus 5-3s, I do like 4-2s. So we can go into that, but I'll let you start with your argument first.
I think I kind of made it. I just install one turn and then score next turn. It's safer in my mind. You can even install them with no ice protecting and install a couple other things and, gamble, see if you can squeak it out the next turn.
Okay.
So that's why I like the 3 advancement cost to score.
With 3-1s, though, what I don't like about having a lot of 3-1s...
Oh, they'd fill up your deck. Yeah.
Exactly. So, I mean, obviously 3-2s, once again, those are...
Solid.
Yeah, and I'm not making an argument against that.
I don't like 3-1s either, unless they're really, helpful.
Right. And 5-3s are somewhat broken in the game in a way because it's a huge commitment to score them, and then the payoff isn't
incrementally greater.
Yeah, it depends on the 5-3 agenda. Some are just obviously just not worth the scoring. I mean, it's worth the points, and that's about it. And you put it in your deck because it gives you those 3 points for one card, and that gives you more space in your deck for other things. Yep. But that's why I like 4-2s, because it's that nice little. It's a compromise between the two. It doesn't hurt so much when it gets stolen, but it also lowers down the slot cost. And I don't think that you can still install and score the next turn. It just depends.
If you advance.
You do have to advance, but that's,
that's flying it.
Well,
unless you got June bugs or something else.
Absolutely. And that's the same thing with 5-3s. I mean, having them in your deck starts opening up the ability to do what you're supposed to do as a corporation, and that is it really an agenda or is it something else? And with it being a 4-2 and you go score a 4-2, that's fine, but you had to run, you had to do something. Hopefully I set it up so that you spent something, and then it then gives me an opportunity to take advantage that you just did something.
Yeah.
So are we going to get specific on any of the agendas? Or?
I'd say let's start on the common ground.
Okay. And I just grabbed agendas.
Start with the biggest first, I guess.
Okay.
So, this, if you're playing the right Whalen deck, can be fantastic. It's 6 agenda points, which is huge if you actually are able to score it, which takes 3 turns, or other nonsense to happen. It obviously has to be well protected, but you feel great. And when they steal it off the top of your R&D, you feel awful.
Right. I mean, Government Takeover is the perfect example of it's a card you put into a deck because you want to go super light on agendas. Mm-hmm. And obviously, punitive counterstrikes is a thing. But you want to find it. You want to know where it is. And then when you don't know where it is and it's somewhere in R&D, it costs you a lot of games. It can cost you a lot of games because all they need is one other agenda when they find it, and you're done. Yeah,
or one of the other, like, hey, run all 3 servers and get a point.
Right. Exactly. So it's high risk, high reward card that you include only because you're running a specific deck type. So it's kind of interesting we start with it because it's a really unique one. It's not for a general discussion of 4-2s, but yeah, it addresses though the main point of one card giving you a lot of the points you need to get your deck to be legal.
Yep. I think I had a Wayland deck that had 6 agendas because this was in there. So
was it a Gagarin?
Probably.
I had it in a Gagarin that was all about punitive and just killing people, and I did score. I have scored. People said it's never been scored in the history of Netrunner. I've scored it a couple times.
Yeah, but generally you've just got such an ice wall that it's like you're never getting through here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so here I'm going to eat my own words on not liking 4 cost, but this also provides you 3. Sure, it gives the runner 4 credits, whether it's scored or stolen, but that's the price you pay for a 4/3.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Did I steal everything on that one?
No. I mean, it's a good card for Jinteki decks. Sure. There's nothing on you to add to that.
All right. And then the final counting ground, medical breakthrough, because it is a 4/2, but then it's a 3/2, and then it's a 2/2.
Yes.
So, just pretty awesome.
Yeah, if you have medical breakthrough, then you always have 3 in your deck.
There's almost no reason not to have all 3.
Oh yeah. So.
Because the runner scores it, you now have a 3 advancement one. If runner scores both the 2, then you can 1 turn score the 3rd.
Yeah.
So, and if you score them, obviously you can do the same things. All right. Well, do you want to pull from your massive pile?
I just brought anything that I brought a bunch of things. There's not anything one particular that I have to necessarily. We did that one. Let's do this one. Just to start off. It's probably one of the best agendas in the game, and it's from the core set. And it's a 4/2 with, and I think that's the other part of my argument too, is that 4/2s. They help you with your deck, but also it seems like there's a lot of 4/2s that have really good when scored or triggers or.
Well, yeah, and that is logically why they're 4 rather than 3.
Yeah, exactly. So it allows you, it helps you to accomplish what your deck is designed to do if you're picking the right agendas. This one's just, I don't care what kind of deck you're running. If you're, running Jinteki, you score this, you can start ending runs.
Well,
it's just great.
Well, unless you can give it more counters.
Exactly, and there's ways to do that.
Even in faction.
Yep.
All right, so I'm going to keep the Jinteki theme going a little bit. So this is a 3/2, but it really encourages you to over-advance it. And that, for every 2 advancement counters on it over the 3, the res cost of ice is lowered by 1. That's fantastic.
Yeah, and it actually, you're making my argument for me in this card.
Well, yes and no. If you need to score this out in 1 turn,
that's true.
You can.
Yes.
It doesn't benefit you at all.
Right.
But
so you've got that once window. Again, for it to be worth what it is, you have to score 4.
No, I mean at 3/2, it's worth the.
It's worth 2 points, right? No, it's worth the agenda points.
It gives you flexibility, though.
Yeah.
And it gives you the chance to do that if you want, or if it's advantageous. But you're not stuck holding on to it for 2 turns, or 2 runner windows with advancement tokens on it. So that's my whole love affair of 3/2s.
Oh yeah, and 3/2s are great. I'm not gonna argue that, but 4/2s are not as bad. Here's another good 4/2 that.
Yeah, well, this is fairly new as well. Actually, I don't know what this does.
You do a brain damage if you've got next dice resed.
Okay. So just any next dice, it doesn't get. Unlike the other next, it doesn't get stronger. The more next there is, it just needs something else.
If there's a res piece of next ice when you score it, then you can do a brain damage.
Oh, right. I was looking at it as... Wow. It's early in the morning. I was looking at it as ice because it's a next.
Right.
But...
it's a next agenda to go with next ice.
Yeah. No, that's mean.
I love it. You know me with Haas decks trying to do brain damage.
Yeah.
And I haven't been able to play with that yet because I'm way behind. I've been taking a break. But it's definitely something that I'm going to try and make work. I guess, maybe we're going about this the wrong way. There's awesome 4-2 agendas.
There is. They're more situational.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you would include them depending on the deck you're running. I guess really it comes down to a philosophical how you like to court. And I'm picking up that you don't like your agendas being out there.
No, because I'm bad.
Okay.
We'll just go there.
Okay.
So let's keep the Hospiro rolling with really just tried and true accelerated beta test. This can be fantastic. You want it more of a glacier style deck. You want a lot of ice to hit because if you whiff and throw a couple agendas in the archives, that's no good for anyone except for the runner. Solid Hospiro.
Absolutely. Yeah, 3-2s are great.
I only got a couple more to go through.
Yeah. I'm going to throw up Domestic Sleepers, which is completely opposite of what we've been discussing. But I love it because talking about flexibility. It's great to have in a deck when you have any ice that requires, if you have anything that requires forfeiting an agenda to do, you can score this one turn. It's worth 0 points. It's also awesome when you have 3 of these in your deck and the runner steals one from R&D, and it's happened so many times. They get this look, and then they look at it and they're like, wait, it's worth nothing.
Well, is it though? Can't the runner click 3 times? We might have to dig into that. Guess I don't know.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
It's
in a fact somewhere, I'm sure.
Probably is.
If not, then it needs to be asked. But it's fantastic, and the art on it is also just great.
Yes.
All right, I got one more Hospiro and Project Vitruvius. Again, 3-2 that allows you to over-advance it. And when you over-advance it, you get to grab cards from the archives and throw them in HQ.
Yep.
And
it's going to cycle out.
Yeah, which is sad.
Yes.
But that's okay. It'll add some more flavor to the game.
Yep. I'm going to just throw a bunch of 4-2s up that are awesome.
Okay, yeah, no, rapid fire.
Let's do NAPD. Especially since it went on Most Wanted list, people stopped playing it as much.
Yeah, well, because
now it's coming back, and it's cool because people don't automatically, when they make a run, think, okay, make sure that I have.
Yeah, I need that 4 credits.
I need that 4 credits just in case it's an NAPD. So it's a great 4-2 that protects itself. And even if you do have that 4 to steal it, I just mean you spend 4 credits for
plus 2. Whatever else you
Yep.
to get through.
To get 2 points. So that's awesome.
I like any agendas that can protect themselves. I do enjoy.
Correct. Corporate sales team 4-2. What a great drip economy. Awesome card, great 4-2 if you can score it. And once again, you can score it. You get 1 agenda counter on it. You can Mushu them, by the way, too, which is always a way to do it. I think it's just a strategy thing. We'll just have to get you over. And then
You're not gonna make me better, Todd.
Well, iron sharpens iron, right? We can try. 4/2,
dull you.
another 4/2 that's Show of Force, which is a newer card as well. I guess not as new, but newer to me. And just doing 2 meat damage when you do it, when you score it.
I don't recognize that symbol, but yeah.
It's
Is that Moonbat or?
yeah, that's me.
All right, here's a 5/3 that I love.
Yep.
And it's definitely worth it 1 influence for a neutral agenda because it's 3 for you, 2 for the runner. I don't know if there's anything else to say.
No, I mean it's global food, man. It's
It's fantastic.
anything where it's like, yeah, it's worth 3 for me, it's only 2 for you. It's good. And it sucks because you think when you're playing and you're just looking at your points, the card points as a runner, you're like, I just won the game. No, you're 1 short. That's happened more than once. Because yes, I know when I steal it, oh crap, it's only worth 2. But then as the game progresses and you're just looking at the card points, you can forget that no, that 3 is really a 2.
Right, well, and, like we're talking about, and I think this was in the deck with the hostile takeover, or government takeover.
Okay, yep.
And so that was, that was 9 agenda points that I got to add for my deck total.
Yep.
But it's only 6 if the runner grabs.
2 cards.
So it's fantastic. All right, I guess we need you to go through some more because otherwise, it's either now or at the end. I got 3 left.
Well, let's see. Let's do I didn't bring all my public agendas because public agendas kind of don't work for what we're debating, because if it's public, then you know it's an agenda. And that's really kind of the main thing here is like, I don't like advancing it because it's kind of saying, hey, it could be an agenda, it could be a trap. Well, public kind of takes all the guesswork out automatically. You're installing it, pasting it. But they're so awesome. They're so awesome. I didn't even bring,
Hollywood, I think, is because Hollywood's the
you advance it,
it advances, and then it double advances once you get far enough up.
Anytime you advance it, you can place an advancement token on
something
another
else.
card.
Which isn't advancing because
Right.
that's important for the rules. But.
Yeah, exactly. So, but it's just, I think that public agendas just make it really fun. And yeah, it's an agenda. And I think that's part of the thing is fundamentally is the difference between how we corp. I'm okay with you either knowing sometimes with it being in public, or that's probably an agenda, but it might not be. Can I score it? Can I steal it?
That being said, I have run public agendas because they're powerful and they help you set up the ice wall that you're going to need to protect them.
Yep.
So that
Explodapalooza, if you're running yellow.
I like this as on the name alone.
Yeah, Explodapalooza. Hey, you steal it, great. Okay, you got 2 points. I get 5 credits. That could really help me out.
Well, that's just access. If for some reason they can't steal it.
That's true.
I'm trying to think. But like keyhole eater situation or some other thing where you're
technically
accessing, but you cannot steal.
Nisei
Or does keyhole access even?
No, not really.
It's something else, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not access because you expose 3 cards and you trash. Okay. I think.
So.
Well, I brought a ton of cards and I did not even think to bring keyhole, but why would I bring keyhole to an agenda discussion?
Yeah. It's early. We're both a little. Well, here, while you're looking for another one,
yep.
I'm going to put up this one. So this, along with Show Force, I think belongs in a Gagarin deck that would be called No One in Space, No One Can Hear You Scream. I like this one. He adds 5/2, which is really expensive and completely goes against a lot of what I've been arguing for. But when you score it, if the runner doesn't have 2 tags, you get 7 credits, which is pretty good. And if they have 2 tags, you do 7 meat damage, which is fantastic.
And more often than not, that's death.
Yeah, and if you're playing this, you're trying to set up the runner taking as many tags as possible.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
it's just me. And I love the flavor of, oh, well, I'm going to throw a meteor at you now.
Absolutely. I don't have any super strong. Did you bring philanthropic entanglements?
No, flock.
Flock, that too.
Philanthropic entanglements would be something very.
That
very
would
different.
be, yeah, sorry, yeah, once again.
This is an interesting one. This is, no, it's not core set, but it's one of the first ones that's limit 1 per deck, other than government takeover.
It's the mini box that had
Jinteki,
Jinteki.
yeah.
I can't remember the name of it.
It's not creation and control, is it? No, creation's shaper. Anyway, this is great. And just an easy way to kill the runner.
The only reason that I brought it, because I didn't bring 3/2s because you're not going to get an argument from me. 3/2s are awesome. But it's in one of the decks that I had built, and I just brought the agendas that I have, as well as some that I just got out of my box of cards I'm not using. But yeah, so that's why it's here, and I just thought I'd throw it up there because it's cool because it's a 3/2 that has a limit of 1.
Yep.
Per deck.
All right, so I'm going to throw up a 3/1 now because this one is fantastic, especially with Rise of Faust. If you can squeeze this out when they have a good chunk of their deck, in the heat is game over. Like,
yes,
it can be that just ending.
Recursion decks.
Yeah. Well, a lot of decks have some amount of recursion just because it's nice to be able to get stuff back.
Correct.
But yeah, the ones that rely on it, like Faust.
Yeah, max decks.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, you're not going to get any argument for me. That's a 3/1 that's worth including.
Sometimes just fit one in, especially if you're going to a tournament.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, definitely. Because when you're playing competitive, recursion is always a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I got this off on a Faust deck when he was about 3/4 through.
Yep.
And he just went,
crap.
Okay, I guess I'm done.
Yep.
So, Kronos,
And you should throw up that next card too, because I think that's
all right. And this also goes against my whole 1-turn thing.
Yep.
But again, this is worth the risk because if you can get this off, you now have 4 clicks a turn, and that swing is huge. You can now, especially in my 3/2 decks, you can now 1-turn score most of your agendas.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Absolutely, it's going to be cycling out soon, but it's.
Oh, it'll be back.
I've never, something, That's going to be interesting to see how
the re-entry affects everything.
How do you mean?
When stuff cycles back in.
When stuff is going to cycle back in.
I would assume if it cycles out, it'll eventually come back in.
No, I think the whole point of cycling the stuff out is so that newer players don't have to
buy all the old stuff.
Oh. So what I was thinking is, okay, so as certain cards go, so like Reyna's going to cycle out as an identity.
Yeah, that's...
So reintroducing her into new cycles. Or one of the other theories that I've seen, one of the other things that I've seen is there's been discussions about they're going to come out with a core box 2.0, and that she would replace Noise as the core set ID. I don't know if there's any credence to that, but what
people just want to get rid of Noise.
Well, yeah.
I like Noise.
I like Noise too, and I like Reyna, although depending on what the dominant meta is at the time, she can be completely pointless.
Yeah.
But she's just awesome. But what are they going to do to reintroduce her? Maybe put her in a small box, maybe do a core, something like this, where it doesn't have to necessarily be mandatory upgrades 2.0, but something that's similar. It'll just be a new agenda that gives you a click, and it'll probably be a 6/2 as well. Are they going to call it mandatory upgrades? I don't know, but they're going to be reintroducing certain cards, and you can see how they've been trying to Jackson's going to get cycled out, and they
there's
don't
been
want to
several-
replace it with a Jackson 2.0. What they want to do is kind of, well, you can do this part of Jackson with this card, and you can do this part of Jackson with that card, but we're not
Right.
going to ever put both together again.
For one agenda or one influence cost.
Right.
Everything about him is too low.
Yes. Yes, which is why he was in every single Corp deck until we knew he was going away. And then I stopped putting him in my Corp decks and missed him. I don't know why I did. Yeah. Why I did that to myself. Trying to get
ready.
ahead of the curve and it just trying to get used to the new reality.
Let's grab that Jinteki there.
Which this one?
No,
Okay. This is a newer one.
because that's not an agenda.
No, I know it's not an agenda,
Okay.
but it's something that we've brought up a couple times.
All right. This one's also fantastic. This is an APD, but just so much worse.
Yes, 4 net damage. If you decide to steal, I mean that's huge.
Yeah, because stealing is a choice. You don't automatically steal it, but
Yeah, it's a 5/3 that has a really good protection, which helps with a corporation such as yourself who gets a little weak in the knees when you have to put advancement counters on an agenda, and
well, it's usually because I've made a poor choice on ice placement,
Yeah.
or just am not getting anything that I need. It's like,
that unfortunately happens to you often. There's been
handful of
many.
agendas. Let's just try to sneak these ones out.
Yeah. Yep.
These are just normal cards.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it's a great new card that I grabbed. 5/3. It protects itself, and I think that's one of the things. You don't have too many 4/2s, but they're out there, and we've shown a couple that protect itself, and APD being one.
I guess, do you want to quickly talk about Mushin Notion, even though it's completely out of the...
Well, it's not because
brought it up many times.
we brought it up because it's not an agenda, but it is a card that the last time I played in an event here, I played my daughter's Jinteki deck that she swore could not win because she was never winning with it. I'm like, you're not getting the right mindset to pilot it correctly, and this card won the game for me.
Did you
Second to the last turn.
do it into a June bug, or...?
Nope, I did it into an agenda, but he was
Too scared to-
He
Okay.
was assuming trap, and he was focused all on my centrals, and yeah.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
So it did,
Well,
it
'cause
did its work.
I've got the, is it a Wayland deck? No, it has to be HB. I've got an HB deck that relies on this. It has mandatory upgrades and June bugs. And it's just a crapshoot. Or not June bugs, it has rule overriders.
Yes.
That, you use that, and it's just the hot supply road engineering the future. So you install, you take your 1 credit to advance, and that's your turn. And you're like, oh, well, it's got four counters on it. Is it an agenda or is it a trap? I don't know.
Yeah.
So
It's a good way to get a 5/3 scored 2 turns and not have to spend a ton of money.
indeed. We're probably running about at time.
I think we're good.
Do you want to do one more?
I can just throw up a bunch of 4/2s that are yellow, but I don't play yellow, so I haven't really played with them. But there's some pretty good.
We've given NBN enough love.
Yeah, more than it deserves.
For all you NBN lovers, please flame us in the comments. We don't like you.
No, but scoring a 4/2 and now having an extra 2 cards in your hand.
Doesn't suck. No, that's pretty good.
Yep. So anyway, I think we're good.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us, everyone. Again, Todd,
Yep.
Aaron. We talk about Netrunner. We play Netrunner here at CollectorMania, and that's generally Tuesdays and Saturdays. If you join our Facebook group, you can find out a little bit more about that. And if not, just come down, check out the shop. It's a pretty good place to be.
Yep.
So, thanks again.
Thank you.
Bye!